Greetings, YouTube. Today I'd like to talk about the K-Bar Komodo folder 02-3078 made in China. Now this is one of two different models I saw of this knife online. I saw one which was an all aluminum scales, and I didn't order that one because I thought that they would be too smooth. This has got G10 scales with steel bolsters. This is a right-hand tip-down position folder only, with a belt clip, a pocket clip that looks a whole lot like something they ripped off a design from Kershaw. Dual thumb studs, which I think stand a little bit further out than you really want them to stand. For example, when this is in my pocket and I'm sliding my hands in and out like this in a set of jeans, it's fine. However, I discovered when I have this in my pocket in a set of pants, like a khaki set of pants, that have a slanted pocket, this was rubbing on my hand every time I was putting my hand in my pocket. It was quite uncomfortable. But the stepped design, like that, works very well. I don't know if the camera's going to focus on that. I apologize. But there's a reason I purchased this. Oh yeah, by the way, it's pillared construction, which I happen to appreciate. This is why I bought it, because it is a Wharncliffe or a modified Wharncliffe, because there's a very, very slight belly in here. Well, they're calling it a Wharncliffe. I would almost, say this is almost of a sheepfoot's design, because the Wharncliffe tends to have a more of an angular tip, and this has a more blunt tip. It also was somewhat reminiscent of the Santoku kitchen knives. This has a hollow grind here, little more than half of the blade, with a secondary flat grind here. And I gotta tell you, it wasn't particularly sharp when it came out of the box. I ran it through a ceramic hone, which helped quite a bit. And it's a little bit larger than I like. You see how it's kind of hanging off the edge of my hand like that? It's just a little bit more blade than I want to carry. I carried this for, I think, 3 days, I think it was, and it was just too much knife for what I really need. And the other disadvantage of this is it's heavy. This weighs 5 ounces. That's 144 grams. This thing is a tank. Now, in its favor, it's a tank in the sense that it's rock solid. There is no play in either direction here. It opens up fairly nicely. The resistance here from the lockup is decent, but not horrible. There is a little relief here, so this is proud. There is no jimping on the liner lock, which I happen to appreciate because it's not going to wear your thumb out. And nice positive and nice positive lockup. You see that lockup in there? Very nice. And there is a very small ball. I'm going to use a very small ball bearing in there, which rides on it, and which was quite nice. And again, this was a reasonable purchase. I believe this was in the $15 or $18 range, something like that. I'm not positive. Maybe it could have been 19. Yeah, 19. That's what I got this off Newegg. Believe it or not, Newegg sells technology. They also sell a small selection of knives. $19 with shipping included. So that was kind of nice. But this is unbelievably heavy. And another thing I didn't like, I see the screws sticking out. Why the heck did they use screws that long? The ones down here are only sticking out a little bit. But these 4 down here, they're sticking out a lot. Now, it doesn't interfere with the blade, but to me, that just shows a lack of craftsmanship. Nobody cared about this. Centering is pretty decent for a $19 knife. But it's heavy, man. It drags on your pocket. It's a pretty knife. I like the look. It has a nice smooth action for a $19 knife. But it's a little longer than I like. I do like the blade shape. It's going to stay in my collection. But I gotta tell you, it's the year 2013, folks. Why does any knife have a single position pocket clip? Because I like right side carry tip up, not tip down. And I don't have the option. This is it. And lefties, well, you're just screwed. So I never understand why they do that. They could have at least come up with, you know, the left hand, or put a second clip in it, or a different clip design so you could have moved it around. I don't know. You can put holes in G10 and have it be a functional clip. You really can, but they didn't choose to do that, and I don't know why. But again, it's not a bad blade, and if it meets your criteria at $19, shipping including from Newegg, you might not go wrong there.